Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we grow again. It is a magical Monday here in the studio as I record, and I'm so excited to get the opportunity to connect with each and every one of you yet again. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying emerging from the COVID chrysalis, and your summer solstice was a good one and kicking off with a bang. We had a little summer solstice gathering here at the Mystic Manor, and it was the first thing we'd done in quite a while. So definitely have enjoyed, just life somewhat returning to normal. Speaking of, if you're looking for something as far as community kind of gathering, I'm going to be going to a couple of friends of mine are hosting a festival in Western Sierra, California, called Music and Sky. And real quickly, I just wanted to shout it out. It's July 2nd to 4th if you're in the area. Music and Sky is an event established in 2020 to connect kindred spirits in truth, love, and freedom. It says here, we are building a new paradigm for society through an immersive wellness cultural experience situated outdoors in the beauty of nature. This participatory event is an opportunity for thoughtful, conscious families and individuals to interact and gain holistic lessons and skills. Music and Sky inspires and nurtures positive action for our collective experience. So this is going to be very thoughtful. This truth freedom community on the website, which is musicandsky.com, and you can get tickets and learn more, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm planning to be there, and I know a bunch of other epic souls that will be there co-creating the experience. So come out if you can. And otherwise today, let's see, I want to talk a little bit about something that I saw. I can't remember where it came across my field or I heard a while back, and it just really stuck out and stuck with me. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about it today. And it's pertaining to gratitude and the source of gratitude. And what we often hear, it's very, it's very out there. The attitude of gratitude is the path to creating more of what you want to see in your world, because that which is likened to itself is drawn, right? So if I'm being grateful, I'm swimming in the vibrational pool of gratitude, and therefore I will attract more things to be grateful for. But what is the cause to get us there? What helps us to get us there? And the thing that I wanted to share that I absolutely love is we don't feel gratitude from happiness. We feel happiness from gratitude. So understanding it's like so many things in our world where it's flipped, the opposite. Where if I'm happy, then I'm grateful. Well, actually, if you're grateful, then you're happy. So, and gratitude is a choice. How do we cultivate more gratitude in our world? Like the Sufi saying, abundance can be had simply by consciously receiving what has already been given. And it turns whatever we have, gratitude turns whatever we have into enough. Isn't that a powerful thought? It turns what I find in my own journey is every time I'm fighting to get more or create something else or want to push and pull and twist to try and create some kind of a change in my life when I find a way to just be grateful for where I'm at, what I've already, at one point in time, where you're at now, you couldn't dream of. And isn't it funny how quickly we get sort of used to, expanded things in our life? This whole, it's very true. And we have to be very aware of this in ourselves, that familiarity can breed indifference in us if we're not careful, if we're not taking a moment to be really aware of the things in our world, that, the fact that our families around us are healthy and thriving, and, the roof over our head. And, I was talking about this recently. It's like, think about, like, I don't know how many of you guys use like Postmates or Uber Eats or, Grubhub or any of these food delivery services that have, really taken hold in the last few years. And, I remember when I was a kid and ordering pizza was like the big deal. You could get something delivered when that first became a possibility. Now you can order anything. And so, ordering Indian food, where did those spices come from? Like, how much work had to go into all those ingredients that in whatever's being like literally put together from elements from all around the world, perhaps in some cases, and then cooked by a group of people, and then the person that delivered, and the car that had to be created for the gas to bring it to your house, so you can sit there and have, touch this device, the phone that had to be created for you to put in the order, and just finding gratitude for these things that we can so often take for granted. It's like the story about my brother that I've been sharing a lot on all the other podcasts I've been on in recent months, of the story of, his favorite meal. And I'm sure I shared it here before, and I'll share it again for those of you who haven't heard. My brother, when he was in his early 20s, he forgot to pay a ticket, and then got pulled over years later. And the cop was like, "Oh, you have a warrant for your arrest for not paying a ticket," and they took him to jail. And he was in jail for like 4 days, 5 days, something like that, and definitely not the guy who you'd expect to see in that scenario. Very sensitive. This is his season, actually. He's a Cancer. His birthday's coming up, and very, very sensitive. And when I picked him up after, his serving his time, it was like they let him out late night, like midnight, and I got him home by like 1:30 or something like that. And I remember I made him a Hot Pocket. He seemed traumatized from what he had just experienced, and I cooked him a Hot Pocket. And if you ask him to this day, what is the best meal he ever had, he'll say that Hot Pocket. And so he had the gratitude for that meal that you could so easily take for granted. It's certainly not the fanciest or healthiest of meals, but because of his experience, he had the necessary contrast to be grateful for what is already there at his fingertips all the time, right? No big deal, not even considered a good meal, right? Bottom of the barrel. And yet, in contrast to what he experienced, it was, amazing and delicious again. Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a moment to share an exciting new development in my world that can benefit those of you who are ready to get out there and travel. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, at some point you have most likely heard me talk about my personal hero's journey tale regarding the Inc. fastest growing private travel company I co-founded that imploded back in 2015. Well, out of the ashes of that challenging lesson, my brother and I started a new travel company called Hello Vacay. And an exciting new chapter has just unfolded in my travel company saga, as Hello Vacay recently secured a huge partnership with the world's largest online travel agency, Priceline. Essentially, due to our past success working with them all those years ago, they have agreed to give us access to their deeply discounted private wholesale booking rates. Our new site, HelloVacay.com, is sort of like the Costco for hotel and alternate accommodations, because it allows anyone to get access to these wholesale rates, which are up to 50% off the normal booking rates you'll find on all the other major online travel sites. The only caveat is that Priceline won't let us display these rates publicly because they are so much lower than even what you would see at Priceline.com. So to offer them, they insisted that we have a paid membership for people to get access to these much lower rates. And since I appreciate all of your ongoing support as I've continued to share the updates on my entrepreneurial journey over the years, I originally announced that we would give you all 50% off the normal membership fee of $79 a year. However, after talking to my brother more about it, I convinced him to give all of you 100% free access for the first year when you go to hellovacay.com and use the code PHFreeYear at checkout for the yearly plan. And be sure to choose the yearly plan, not monthly, when you're signing up to get the full free year access. Once you're a member, you'll see that the discounts vary from city to city and season to season. But if you're traveling with any regularity, your savings will easily add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. I personally saved over $200 in one weekend when I went to Seattle not too long ago. Also, I'm honestly not sure how long my brother will agree to allow me to run this free year offer. So if you plan to travel at all in the coming year, be sure to go to hellovacay.com, spelled HELLOVACAY.com, and use the code PHFreeYear to take advantage and get free access to wholesale travel booking rates. Journey well, everyone. What we want to be, this is something to think about too, is a lot of times the universe will, kind of, if we're not getting the message, the universe will get louder and bring something into our life to cultivate that perspective and gratitude. They even say if someone gets injured, like paralyzed or whatever, after a few years, I forget the exact statistic, but I think it's something like a few years, their happiness quotient resets and it's equivalent to where it was before, and so isn't that a wild thing to think about? How much of this is internal perspective and how those really, and that's what's so beautiful about watching a child, right? How enthralled they can be over, a cardboard box. And so if we're aware of this phenomenon in ourselves that, familiarity can breed indifference, and if we can focus on cultivating gratitude consciously for all the, getting radical with it each day, finding things to ping on, to focus on that we're grateful for, finding the, gosh, I'm so grateful in this moment for the chair under my butt, and how soft it is. And I don't have to sit on a rock like my ancestors maybe did, or, and just all the things, the not having to battle the elements and all the things we take for granted, the fleeting, the thing about life really at some level, it's sort of a tragic tale because in the end, it all, is lost. From one perspective, from the human perspective, from the physical perspective, we're all gonna die, right? Your daily motivator, you're going to die, right? So how can I really bring my awareness into this moment and cultivate gratitude so that we then feel this happiness thing we've been chasing? We're all chasing this. How do I find happiness? Go start cultivating gratitude. That's where it's born from. Henry Ward Beecher said, "Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul." And, as you become more fair and more beautiful and the blooms of the flower that you are become more vibrant, then, it's going to entail consciously choosing to cultivate gratitude and appreciation in all aspects of your life and finding the little things. Finding the little thing, continually just training, rewiring the neural networks in your brain to create pathways of this is what I do. This is a thing I do. I seek to appreciate. I am looking for things to appreciate. Where you buy what you pay attention to. You want more things to appreciate. You want more things to be grateful for. You want more things to appreciate in your world. Keep appreciating what's already there. By simply consciously receiving what has already been giving it the due respect it deserves. That's the path. That's how we, turning what we have into enough. This is the way. This is the path forward. And you've got all the tools you need. Make the commitment. You do it. Say, okay, let's try it for a week. Next week, I'm going to set an alarm on your phone. That is a great idea. Set an alarm for, however often, 5 times a day to take a moment and just be grateful. But every time it rings, I'm going to be grateful for something. And then pay attention as you do this, how you're training yourself naturally to start to notice. It's like you get the yellow car, you buy the yellow car, all of a sudden you see all these yellow cars. You start focusing consciously on gratitude, all of a sudden you see all these more things to be grateful for, and it becomes this positive feedback loop of happiness that you are seeking. And it's literally the only thing we can change. The only thing we have power over is our own perspectives. And this is one of the surefire ways to get there, by surrendering every time we're fighting and raising our swords. Put the sword down and just find gratitude for what is, and allow it to go. Allow it to be, and be grateful for the lesson or the challenge in it. And this transmutes it. Speaking of letting go, this song is such a beautiful reminder of that, by East Forest, who I had on the podcast a few months back and was on his podcast as well. This song I'll leave you with today is called Possible. I hope you find that nothing is impossible. I'm possible is actually what the word says, right? And you definitely can. It is possible to cultivate more gratitude in your life by shifting the one thing you do have control over, your perspective. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, until next time, journey well. Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
stand on the edge. Love, choice, and chance, it's all an open sea. If you can let go of all these passages yet to be, consequences, broken fences, nothing left to sell. It is given, all forgiven, you can allow. Could you let go? 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 Open the door to the possibilities in this ground. Down to our knees to tend the garden of this sound. We can't know what will grow, winds will blow and break, but we stand on our feet and rise up to our feet. Could you let go?